Good morning, everyone. I hope you're all having a wonderful weekend. So today I want to finish up my series on macros. It's a short series because, there's only 3 of them. And if you haven't seen the other 2, go back and look for Are Carbs the Devil and Are Fats the Devil. And this one is obviously about protein, since that's the only macro left to talk about. So obviously we call the macronutrients because we get them in large quantities, larger than the micronutrients, which you get in little bitty quantities. But protein arguably is probably the most important of the macronutrients. Fat you can't live without. You need to get fat in your diet. But you don't need that much of it. Whereas protein, especially as an athlete, you need quite a bit. And there are a lot of people out there that are on carnivore type diets that eat almost exclusively protein and fat. Carnivore, keto, eat very little carbs. You can live without carbs, as I said in my carb episode, or whatever you want to call it. But that doesn't mean you necessarily want to. But anyway, so on to protein. Protein consists of the amino acids, and we know that the amino acids are essential in our bodies. We make some, we need to consume some, and then there are some that are sort of in between. Our body can make some of it, but not necessarily enough. And so sometimes we need to take in more. But they are basically the building blocks of our, all of our muscles. And they are responsible for a whole lot that goes on inside our bodies. And you can get protein, like the biggest, when people think of protein, the thing they think of the most is meat. And yes, you get protein from meat. You can also get it from plants. There are, plants have protein in them as well. They don't have the same, like amino acid profiles that animal products do. And some animal products are better than others. One of the best is eggs, actually, whole eggs with the yolk and everything. That gives you a ton of amino acids and micronutrients that you don't necessarily get from other products. But also, like I said, meat definitely has more, and more of the amino acids. So this is going to be me being a little bit biased. I'm not against people that want to go vegetarian. I'm not against people that want to go vegan. That's totally fine. But you definitely need to be really careful that you are getting all of the amino acids and all of the micronutrients that you need, that aren't necessarily in plants and are only found in either animal products or supplements. So you definitely, you need to be aware. And a vegetarian / vegan diets would not be feasible, except in today's modern society where you have access to, all those other things that make it possible to get that without having to eat meat products. And I understand the moral quandary of eating meat products, and it is something that I have struggled with as well. And I am definitely looking for more sustainable and ways to get my meat products. Local, I prefer local. I prefer the animals are able to roam and have a good life for the time that they are on this planet. And before they're, you know, processed for our food. And also that they're eating what they should be eating, which, you know, a lot of animals, when you get like the mass produced factory farmed meat products, you know, the animals aren't eating their natural diet. They're eating foods that they wouldn't eat to fatten them up more. And also, you know, they're being pumped full of growth hormones and antibiotics, which I think is definitely taking a more, people are more aware of that now. And, you know, it's a lot easier to find products that don't have those things in them now, which is great. And it's getting to be easier and easier and less expensive to find, also grass-fed, you know, beef products and stuff like that, which is awesome. So I totally understand why people go vegan and vegetarian for those reasons. However, you definitely, because the amino acid profile in plants is not the same as it is in meat, and you're not going to be able to get the same quality of protein, say, from plants. So those are like the two main ways if you want to get it just from diet alone. And then the last way you can get your protein is by supplementing with it, which I do. You know, I supplement with protein on my busier days. And there's so many different protein products out there. It's kind of overwhelming. You just kind of have to figure out what works best for you. And if, you know, you want to go as natural as possible, I mean, even though these products aren't like natural at all, you know, and then you can have like the ones with a whole bunch of yummy flavors, and you can get it in powder form and bar form and, you know, already pre-made shakes. And then there's, you know, there's whey protein and there's plant-based protein. I have found personally that actually when it comes to supplementing protein, I've found that the plant-based is actually a little bit more palatable for me personally. And when it's processed the way it is for protein supplement products, they put all the amino acids in there that you need. So, and that is a good option for vegans and vegetarians to get the protein that they need, is to supplement with shakes and supplement products, whether it be powders or whatever. And so, yeah, proteins, like I said, protein is kind of like it's the king of the macros to me, because it's the one that I mean, aside from carbs, maybe depending on what your diet is, I think most people in today's society need to go with a little bit less carbs and a little bit more protein. I think that a lot of people are lacking. It's something you really want to pay attention to. I think that athletes are pretty in tune and pretty aware, but your average person that's just going out and eating out and you know, like the typical standard American diet is actually quite low in protein and low in good quality protein. So it's definitely something you want to be aware of. And who doesn't, I mean, aside from your vegans and your vegetarians, who doesn't want to eat more meat, right? Just be aware of where that, how, you know, the fat profile of meat and where it's coming from, if that's something, if that's important to you. And so it is something, like I said, for the average person on the standard American diet, most of us need to eat more protein. The standard American diet is lacking in that way. Way too many carbs, way too little protein, way too much highly processed food. And I think I'll do a little, I think I'll do a video about processed food and what that actually means in my next installment of my nutrition videos. So I am off to get a workout in. I hope you all are inspired to get your workouts in this morning and start the day off right. And so I hope everyone has had a wonderful weekend. I hope you have the rest of your weekend is awesome. The weather here is amazing right now. A little chilly, It's winter's coming. And I'm getting heat installed in my gym this coming week, so that's exciting. So I hope everyone has a great day, and I will see you on Wednesday for a new video. And you can find me on Facebook, you can find me on Instagram, and please subscribe to my channel, hit the like button, share this video, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. Bye.